Hello, good evening, ladies. I am so excited about being here tonight to spend some time talking about a topic that I actually love, and that is all things career related. Do you have a special gift, a talent, or a superpower that you would like to turn into a career opportunity? Now, this is to not assume that everyone in the group are entrepreneurs. Well, if that's you, you are definitely in the right place. My name is Lynn George, and I'm a career transition coach and Chief Meaningful Work Officer. I help you find the work that you absolutely love. I am also the CEO and founder of Lynn George Consulting, where I specialize working with women to translate their work experience in one of three ways. That is either to get a job promotion, to transfer into a career altogether, a different career altogether, or turn that work experience into a business. And career services, career development, career planning, career management is all things that I absolutely love. So feel free to ask any questions that you may like. And I will get to some part of the broadcast and answer them for you. So in today's broadcast, we are talking about how to uncover your passion. Now I need to slow down because I am excited. And when I get excited, I tend to talk fast. So I'm going to slow myself down. In today's broadcast, we are discussing how to uncover your passion and then turn that passion into career opportunities. Now, this is an age-old topic that there are so many books and writings and literature that people have written, and there's a lot of good books out there. So tonight I'm going to share my experience, my story, and what I teach to women that are my clients and how to help them uncover their passion. So let me share a story with you. When my first job was at Kmart at the age of 15. Now you may be wondering, why is she working at 15? Well, the moment I learned that I was with child at a very young age, I went straight into responsibility mode. So my very first job was at Kmart in the shoe department. Back then, work to me was just a means to an end. Work had no meaning for me other than it was a way to provide for my son. I share this story because throughout the years, the how I perceive work or my perspective about work evolved. It evolved into something deeper and that had more meaning for me. And later I will tell you how that played a role into uncovering my passion and how it can play a role in uncovering your passion. So as it evolved, what happened is I went from perceiving work just as being a means to an end. That's what we call a job. Then eventually, as I got educated, improved myself, and grew to know better, what happened is I went to college and I started building a career. So I'm going from job to career and then eventually a calling. And there's a difference between the job, career, and calling, but that's not what we're talking about tonight. Why do I share that story? Because in order for you to uncover your passion, you must first, I believe, have a mindset, not of one of having a job, but of one where you are building a career and you're looking for something more meaningful. You see, there was no way I was going to uncover my passion at Kmart because that's not where my mindset was. But as time went on, What eventually happened is, as I built my career in workforce development, I learned the different avenues, the different things that I needed as an individual to uncover what my passion is. So when you get to the place of a calling, then what happens is you get a nudge. Have you ever experienced that? If you've experienced having that, being on a job, being in the workforce, and I've been in the workforce for almost 30 years now, and I've been in workforce development for about 17 years. But have you ever been on a job? Have you ever experienced where there's a call to more and you just don't know what that is? You're just like, there's something more I need to be doing. There's something more than this job description I've been hired to do by my employer. That nudge just won't let me sleep. I need to answer that call. So that's when the journey of purpose begins. So now, how do we gotten into the mindset of from job to career building to now the calling. So the mindset have changed. Now I'm at the mindset where the ground is ready and it's cultivated and ready for me to uncover my passion. So how do I do that? I'll tell you how. When you get to that place where that nudging happens, you begin to answer this question. This is how one way you can uncover your passion. What do you care deeply about? You need to write that down. What do I care deeply about? Why is that question important? I have had many of my clients ask me, well, Lynn, how did you get to the place where you are now? Well, I'll tell you how I got to this place. And it is around that question, answering that question, what do I care deeply about? You see, when it was time for me to graduate college, remember I told you I was a young mom. I was a teen mother that overcame obstacles and graduated college, right? Well, right before I graduated college, part of my graduation requirements was for me to do an internship. So you know what I did? I wanted to do my internship where I reach back and bring a sister with me. I understood the obstacles that I had to overcome in order to get to that moment. I understood what it meant to be on welfare while raising a child and trying to achieve personal success. So I wanted to do something I cared deeply about. So I took the necessary steps. Nothing was created. No one had given me any guidance. The only guidance I had was how many hours I needed to do, and that was it. So I decided, well, I'm part of the One Stop Career Center. I'm part of this whole welfare system. I want to go to them because that's where the women are that I want to impact. So I did just that. I found out who the head honcho was. Oh, yes, I did. And I went and talked to her and told her I need to do an internship and I want to do it here. And here's why I want to do it. Well, lo and behold, ladies, I got the internship. Not only did I get that internship, but that internship turned into a job. And 17 years later, here I am. Okay? So the answer to what do I care mostly or deeply about, that's where you're going to find that passion answer. That's when you're going to begin to uncover it. Now, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of development along the way. You see, you do not find your passion, you discover it, you uncover it. It's a journey. It's not something that you go and pick up. And some people think it's an epiphany. Oh, I got it. I'm just going to do it now. No, it's a process. I like to say it's the process of becoming. See, you become somebody in order to uncover that passion. I couldn't stay where I was with the mindset of job, that young girl that only thought job is a means to an end, I had to become somebody throughout the process. I had to learn some things. I had to develop. So fast forward, going back to the internship, I got the internship. And like I said, 17 years later, I am full-time in my private practice. I have corporate clients that I do coaching for. And I also have my private clients. Now, in the text of this post, I told you that I started that business part-time. So let me just make sure that I'm not losing you here. And I'll look at the comments in a minute. I just need to stay focused here. I told you how you uncovered your passion, asking the question, what do I care mostly about? And listen, sometimes you just have to cut out the noise. Cut out the noise and start with that one question. What do I care deeply about? And then, who do I care to serve? Who do I care to solve a problem for? For me, it was single mothers. For me, it was single mothers that had been through something. For me, it was single women that were single parents that had been teen moms, who has been counted out, whose statistics say they wouldn't graduate. I wanted to help that woman. So what do you care mostly about? What do you care deeply about? And who do you care to help? Who do you care to help? So now let's transition into turning that passion. You got your answer. Now, how to turn that passion into a business opportunity or into a career opportunity. There's so many ways to do that. I am one, I am a realist, but I'm also a sister that believe in possibility. So there's so many ways that you can translate your experience, your passion into work that you love. But you must be willing to sacrifice. You must be willing, not just sacrifice, but you must be willing to take action. So one of the things you can do, one of the ways that I share with my clients is when you want to turn, now that you understand what your passion is and you want to turn that into a career opportunity, first thing you need to do is follow your inspiration. Listen, I'm not giving you no, A, B, C, or D here. This is stuff that I have implemented myself, used myself, and see my clients use them as well and be successful. Follow your inspiration. Find opportunities that complements your skills. This is why I say that. So I've shared with you my story from the beginning of when with my first job. Then how I uncovered my passion. Now I'm going to share with you how I turned that into a career, a business opportunity. Following inspiration. That job, so for some of you, if you are on a job, I'm not talking about the ones that are, entrepreneurs already. They have it all figured out. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to those of you that are still in that place where I have a 9-to-5 job and I might have a side hustle, or I might have a business that I've started on the side. I'm talking to you. That job that you have, don't take it for granted. Bloom where you are planted. I started my private practice right there on my full-time job. It was my full-time job working with homeless clients that I learned more about myself that actually catapulted me into the business I now run. I'm not telling you what I read out of a book. I'm telling you what I've experienced. It was that job working with homeless patients, homeless clients, helping them overcome barriers to employment, teaching them how to market themselves despite their criminal backgrounds. It's where I found what excites me. See, what excites me was my inspiration that I began to follow. What do you mean by that? You see, I had to teach. What I didn't share with you earlier on is I was a teacher. I used to be a teacher. I taught high school students for 5 years. I taught at-risk youth. And looking at that landscape of what's out there, what's available, the opportunities, I figured there's nothing there that appealed to me. Let me just go back to workforce development. So I've made career transitions in my lifetime. And it was what teaching taught me was I didn't want to teach the conventional. I was not your conventional teacher. I knew I did not want to teach kids. I love the kids, but I did not want to teach them. I wanted to go back to teaching adults. So that's exactly what I did. So when I went back into workforce development, working with the homeless population at a nonprofit, again, it was that job that catapulted me to where I am today. Because what I learned about myself was valuable. I learned to bloom where I was. So you have to become, when you in order to follow your inspiration, you have to become a detective of you. I just want to watch the time. You have to become a detective of you. Find out what excites you. When you are engaged with work, what gets you excited? What lights you up? For me, it was teaching. But when I was teaching high school students, I couldn't see that. It wasn't until I began to teach adults for the second time or third time. I've done it before, but that's another story for another day. It wasn't until I was teaching adults that I realized this is where I light up. Or perhaps it was the population that I was working with. There it is. The population that I was working with that actually helped me figure that out. So I took my love for teaching, my gift of teaching, and I applied that. And I also implemented that in my work. You see, when you begin to find out what I call your power skills, whether that be teaching, whether that be art, whatever the case may be, when you begin to learn that, practice that on your job. Find opportunities to implement that, to employ those skills so you can learn whether or not that is what truly excites you and that can keep you going. And B, whether or not that's something you want to do. Because here's the thing about turning your passion into career opportunities. What I missed was, you see, my definition for work changed from work being a means to an end to work becoming a service that I provide to the world. And how do I provide that? I provide that the vehicle is through my skills. It's through my gifts, right? Work is about a service. You provide a service. So when you provide a service, then the question becomes, how do I provide this service? That's where your skills come into play. And so for me, it was, I help people be successful in finding work, finding their passion, learning and understanding what their purpose is, how everything about who they are matters in the grand scheme of uncovering their passion and finding their purpose. How do I do that? I do that through coaching. I do that through teaching. Now it's your turn. You have to answer that question for you, right? So work is a service. How you employ that service or deploy that service is something you have to figure out. It's what do I like to do? What excites me? When I'm teaching, I get excited. When I'm speaking and sharing resources and connecting people with things that will better their lives, that's where I light up. So you have to find the same for you. The next thing is start somewhere. I like to tell people, hi, Liz. I like to let people know that if people, well, let me back up. We make the mistake of not starting because we don't have a perfect answer. You know, I was recently speaking with my son who actually just launched his car wash detailing business and some other business he's doing. He was wanting to do all this research and all this stuff here. He had an idea. He had the skills. And when you talk to him, he knew it backwards and forwards. And my question to him, what are you waiting on? We can get stuck in the research phase because we want things, or we feel that success, we're not successful unless it's this big. Now that's a whole nother lie when we talk about our definition of success. And for that reason, we get stuck in the research phase. So in order to turn your passion into a business or career opportunity, you find inspiration and you start somewhere. You start somewhere. For me, it was, you know, if you asked me the question of, well, Lynn, what was the first thing you did to get started on your business? I don't like when people do not share their journey and how they got started. Let me tell you what I did. I picked a name. I went down to the tax collector, whatever the clerk's office is. I paid my $15 for my DBA. And then I went on to my neighborhood's page on Post Your Business Mondays. Hey, I'm a coach. My business name is Lynn George Consulting. I've been doing this for X amount of years. That's all I did. Somebody responded. Lynn George Consulting was born. So you need to start somewhere. I didn't wait to have all the answers about, you know, how to create your lead generation in your website. I didn't even have a website. Okay. I just had my personal page. I had experience and I had a DBA. That's all I had. The rest will come. So I'm going to take some time to look at the comments to see. So what I hear you saying is that Liz Green says, what I hear you saying, when you are in the moments that excite you, that you should pay attention. Yes. When you are in the moment, for me, it's when I'm on stage, right? When I'm on stage, regardless of what the stage is, I light up. Why? Because I'm talking to my people. I'm talking to people that want the same thing I wanted when I was on that side. So I had to start paying attention to what lights me up. Something within me said, wait, hold on, wait a minute. I'm getting excited about this. I'm getting a little happy about this here. Absolutely, Liz. Pay attention to what excites you. That's the inspiration that you need to follow. Good comment. Your gift is being put out in the world, and the world is giving back. Absolutely. Absolutely. Let me see. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Liz, for your comments. And for those of you that are joining me, to sum up the things that I talked about, in order for you to uncover your passion, you must first be in the mindset of work, being of service. Too many times we start businesses because of money. And oh, trust me, I've seen a lot of my business friends give up in the process because building a business is not easy. You have good days and you have bad days. Clients pay on time and they don't pay on time. Listen, building a business is up and down. Don't let nobody have you fooled. So in order to maintain where you are, you must first understand that this is not a means to an end. This is something I've been called and pulled to do. I've been pulled towards it. That's that nudging. That's the nudging that there's more. When you gave up that 6-figure job to pursue your passion, it was because you were following your inspiration of what's calling you to more. Yes. Exactly, Shayla. A lot of time we lose track of what excites us. We don't pay attention. There's a lot of, let me tell you one book out there to read about uncovering your passion. I think there's a lot of them. One that I recently read by Jeff Goins, The Art of Work. Go and get it. It is a good book. It is a good book. If you are in the process of finding work, for me, passion and purpose is almost interchangeable, right? Like there's a mindset that comes with that. It's not, oh, I'm gonna just do this business and please let me help you understand. There was a whole bunch of businesses I did because of that mindset. Oh, I'm just gonna make some money. Avon, Mary Kay, paparazzi, you name it, I did it. Okay, I tried them all. But when you're not in the right mindset, it's easy for them to give them up. Excuse me. And beside that, they were not my passion. What I do now is my passion. Excuse me. I can do this all day. I could talk about careers all day. I could talk about solving your career problem all day long. Let me take a sip, y'all, because throat is kind of dry. I could talk about solving your career problem all day long. It's what I love to do. It's what I've been created to do. I'm so glad you guys hung out with me. Oh gosh. I'm so glad you guys hung out with me tonight. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure to do this live. Thank you so much for inviting me, Shayla. And for those of you, I see more comments. Kia says it makes the hard days easier when you are passionate about what you do and it helps people. Yes, 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 yes. Absolutely. That's it. That's why the mindset is so important. Oh, I'm sorry, my tears. The mindset change is so important. That's why I shared that, because when you have because you're going to have hard days when you start that business. It's not easy, folks, but it's rewarding. I wouldn't trade it. The sacrifices you make, because you make some sacrifices. The sacrifices you make when it's your passion, the days are much easier, Kia. That is absolutely true. So thank you, ladies. Again, you guys have hung out with me. My time is up. I am so glad about this. I hope you gained something from this. And if you know someone that needs this information that could share it, maybe it's not you, but maybe it's a relative or a friend or a coworker, share it with them. Until next time, ladies.